Good morning, everyone. This is Catherine here from the Connection Club. I am not sure if you're aware of my business, but it's about bringing people together to connect. And while currently I'm not able to run some of my face-to-face events, I would like to share with you some interesting information that I think would be very beneficial and helpful to everyone who is dealing with some challenging times at the moment. I have a special guest on, and her name is Liz Dingle, and she is a personal development and coach and inspirational person to me. We've actually known each other for a very long time, and Liz has been incredibly inspirational to me, and her whole business and areas of expertise is helping people get into a more positive mindset. So she facilitates the Thinking into Results program, which is through the Proctor Gallagher Institute. And I'm not sure if you're aware of that, but it is run by the very world famous Mr. Bob Proctor, who you may very well know of from the movie The Secret. He is a world inspirational author and motivational speaker and business owner. And Liz is here today to give you some tips and positive areas where you can improve your mindset to help people through this difficult time. As I know myself, I've actually had some challenging experiences with feeling very down and depressed and unsure of what's going on, and some of the techniques that Liz will share with you will really help you and inspire you to change to a more positive outlook. Thank you, Liz. How are you?
Yeah, good thanks, Kat. Yeah, really good. Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you very much for joining us, and I really appreciate your time. And I just wanted you to first start off with sharing a little bit about how you got into what you're teaching people now, because I know that you've left a corporate career over 20 years and you have 2 young boys that you care for. And I would like you to just tell us a little bit about what you're doing now and how this came about for you.
Okay, no worries. So I did, yes. I worked in retail marketing for 20 years. It was pretty high stressful jobs, very busy, lots of overtime, lots of stress and big commitments. So I did really commit to all my jobs. But over the time, I really, after having children and then realising that I wanted to be part of their sort of growing up and going to primary school and all of their extracurricular activities, I realised that I couldn't continue doing these massive jobs that I had done previously and commit to them in the same way. So I started to do personal development about 8 years ago, and just to really get an understanding of how I could improve myself and also just expand more as a person, a human being. And that sort of led me into what I'm doing now. So eventually I decided I wasn't able to continue with my corporate work and looked around for what I would do next. And this is where it led me to, after studying personal development for 8 years, I decided to actually teach everything that I've learned to others, because I have learned so much about positive thinking and having a positive mindset and the tools really to maintain a positive mindset.
Fantastic. That's really great. And that's very inspirational, I'm sure, to many mothers and people out there to follow their passions and do the things that they love to do and help other people. So it would be great if you could help everyone out there. I know that you've actually helped me a lot by sharing some of these tools, and I think it's important to share them with other people. So what would be a few things that you could give to people that would help during this time, as many people are dealing with financial and obviously lots of different issues, potentially health issues, and just a lot of anxiety and stress around having to make so many significant changes in a very short time for all of us.
So the first thing I'd start off by saying is that the importance of positive thinking cannot be overstated here. And now a lot of people don't understand the importance of having positive thoughts. They think if I'm feeling bad, well, then that's how I'm feeling. I'm just going to feel bad. And they've been in a habit for most of their lives, feeling bad about certain things or going into these sort of negative mindsets. Yeah. And so when I say to people, it's, you know, even just one positive thought is a big step right now. There's sort of, some people can get a bit defensive and think, you know, I don't want to just be positive and pretend. But what I do is I don't want people to pretend to be positive. I'm actually asking people to just reach for a better feeling thought than where they're at, and just to become really conscious of how they're thinking, because if you're feeling bad, that means you're having bad thoughts. You can't feel good and have bad thoughts, and you can't feel bad and have good thoughts. It doesn't work like that. The process is you have to have good thoughts. You have to, and then that leads to feeling good, and then you'll take good actions and you'll actually get good results in your life. So feeling good and having positive thoughts isn't just about, oh, we all need to, you know, go around and pretend everything's fantastic when it's not. It's actually, there's a purpose to it. It's going to, it changes the results that you get from your life if you use your will and your determination and your perception and all of your inner qualities to allow yourself to just reach for something that feels good. So some of the ways that I tell people how to do that is, first of all, through gratituding, which I know that you have done a lot of as well. But gratituding is a great, there's your gratitude cup. I'm grateful for my coffee every morning, and it's about actually feeling grateful. It's the feeling of gratitude. So I say to people write down 10 things that you're grateful for, but don't just write them down. You have to feel each one of them. They have to give you a feeling. So you have to reach for something that is going to give you a feeling of, that's going to put you in a different mindset than when before. So you might wake up at the moment and know that you're not going to go into work. You have to sit at your desk all day, and you've got kids in the house, or, you know, there's so much going on around you. You can't concentrate. You can't get a break. And you wake up already in a negative mindset. That's where you have to start straight away, is through doing the gratitude journaling, so that you try and put yourself into a positive mindset for the start of the day. Because if you allow it to go on from there, it will just grow throughout the whole day, and all the results and responses you'll get during the day will become more and more negative as well. So that's gratituding.
Yeah, that's excellent. I'm a big one for that.
So how did it change you, the gratituding?
Yeah, I think it made me really sort of be grateful for the things that I have. Like, we all want different things in our lives, and, you know, sometimes, me personally, it was, you know, I wasn't necessarily feeling I was happy. I'm a happy person, and I felt like I was positive, but, you know, there's nothing wrong with not being positive at times as well. But it was more about me being happy with my circumstances and not wishing that I had different circumstances all the time. You know, I started to get present and be really happy for where I was at, and grateful for things that I currently had, not things that I thought that I was missing out on.
And that's a really good point, because it's all about presence. So being present, and that's what gratituding brings you back to, what you've got now, and being grateful for what you've got right now. So it brings you back into the present, which makes you stop thinking about, like, fearful thoughts, worry thoughts that might be coming in the future that haven't actually happened yet. So gratituding is great. Another one is meditation. So I know everybody talks about meditation, and because it has so many good qualities about it, and it can really change your life if you decide to commit to it and you do it as a daily habit. It becomes a habit. It's a beautiful thing to be able to do, to quieten your mind. And just rest. And that's about presence as well. It's about being in that moment, but and bringing your mind continually back to that actual moment so that it doesn't just draw away constantly. So presence through meditation is something that works really well as well.
So do you do meditation every day, Liz?
Yes, I do. So I meditate every morning and every night. And I don't do long meditation. I used to try and do quite long guided meditation, but recently, and particularly in the last couple of weeks, I've been following the meditation of Eckhart Tolle and Abraham Hicks, and they both talk about meditating in quiet space on your own, and just either listening to your breath and becoming conscious of your inner sort of energy, or the other way is to listen to just a noise, and just every time your mind goes off to something else, you keep bringing yourself back to that sound or that point that you might be staring at using a candle. And it's all about just becoming silent within. And that is the goal. And once you can achieve that, it's amazing, and you feel really good. And it gives you, after you've finished, you actually feel like a different person, because you've been able to quiet your mind for that moment in time.
Yeah, that's excellent. And I mean, it could just be someone puts on, like, you know, a piece of music that helps them relax, you know, and they just sit there for a few minutes and try and calm their mind a little bit more. It doesn't have to be long, as you said. It can just be for a few minutes of the day. And the same with the gratitude. Like, you don't have to, you can just say it, over your tea or coffee, like, to yourself in the morning. Just have a few minutes where you're quieting your mind, which is the whole point of what we're talking about, because it's the
mind that gets away with you, that creates the worry and the fear. And that's why I'm so big on positive thinking, because by quietening your mind, you do become aware that you're okay, that everything's okay right now. If you become present, mostly, for most of us right now, everything is okay. And becoming aware of that and consciously aware of that can really relax all of your, all of the cells in your body, which potentially are very stressed and worried all the time, and carrying around a negative energy.
Yeah, and that's right. I mean, and we've all been experiencing that, not just now, like at other times as well. But it's just about having tools and little tips that sort of can help you manage, and as you said, just reach for one positive thought, and it can actually make you feel like,
and also,
everything's okay, and that you'll be fine, or whatever,
so you don't have to go from, people say, I can't just go from feeling this way to feeling exhilaration, and that's not really what the purpose of positive thinking is. It's about moving up the rung of positive thinking. So you start from where you are, so whatever you're feeling now, and then you just move a little bit up, like what's a little bit better than that, is there some hope there, is there something you can think of, is there something you can be grateful for? And it just makes you feel a little bit better, and then you just attach another thought that makes you feel a tiny bit better than that, and then you just move up until you feel really good, and then that can be a meditation in itself. Just
exactly, that's right. And it's things like even people just focusing on, like, doing the dishes. Like, when you're doing the dishes, just really focus on doing the dishes, try not to, like, even a little thing like that can bring you into the present and just sort of relax you and things like that. So they're just little techniques that can really help, or I sometimes watch movies with subtitles, because I really have to focus on what I'm looking at, and then I'm not worrying, or I don't feel anxious.
It's believed that about 90% of our thoughts are the same every day, and we can have up to 65,000 thoughts a day. And so if they are all the same, you can imagine that most of that's happening on a subconscious level. So becoming conscious of what you're doing, and concentrating on something other than your thoughts, then that can have a huge impact for people to, start to have a positive mindset as well.
Fantastic. And also, like, does this sort of stuff help kids and that as well? Because I know that some kids would be probably having difficult times at the moment too, because they can't spend time with their friends or go out and play as much as they'd like to. And what do you say about that? Do you do things like that with your children?
I do this. I don't know where I've put it. It's something that I do with the boys is my boys is we try and stay positive. I mean, we do exercise, we get out when they're not feeling good. But something I've done before is it's a stick man. So you basically have a stick man. Where did I? Oh, here it is.
Sorry. Okay.
I'm just gonna.
Everyone can draw a stick man. That's right.
That way.
Yeah.
So there's the stick man, and you basically put. So I've explained to them about the conscious and subconscious mind, and that you can. So the conscious mind can basically accept or reject anything. That's the difference, because the subconscious mind can't accept or reject. It can only accept. So what I try to teach them is that by accepting only good thoughts into your mind, then the subconscious can only accept those thoughts. So what we have to do is as simple as, getting up every morning and just saying what we're grateful for. And this is like a probably more of a visual way for them to do it and understand.
Yeah, that's right.
Those thoughts go down into your conscious, they come from your conscious mind, they go into your subconscious mind, and then you feel good. And you notice you feel good when you have a good thought, and then you take good action, and then you get better results. But if you're putting all these negative thoughts in about coronavirus, and lots of kids are really stressed about coronavirus, not being able to see their friends and things like that. But if they're constantly thinking about the bad parts of it, then that's going into their subconscious, and their actions are generally, they just want to stay at home and be on their iPads, or they don't want to go out and do exercise or things like that. So by giving your kids the tools to think positive, they're going to cope with this a lot better than
that's fantastic. And that's right. I mean, it's not that you can't have a bad thought, because we certainly all do, and it's natural, but it's about managing them and making yourself get into perhaps a more positive flow, and then that has the effects of making you feel better. So that's what it's about. It's about sort of managing the tools, so you're not spending your whole time, in a negative mindset. It's about having that opportunity to change it, to have some control over it, rather than feeling out of control, which can easily happen to all of us. So thank you. That was great, Liz. Have you got anything else you'd like to tell everybody? I know that you're available to be contacted via your LinkedIn page. So Liz, as mentioned, facilitates the Thinking into Results program, and she also has lots of really amazing resources on her page, which are free, available for people to watch and get inspiration from. And I just want to thank you. So have you got anything else you'd like to tell everybody? Or
look, there's so many ways you can, so many tools out there that are practical, very common sense, but people forget them in times of adversity. And so it's just, I could go on for hours with all different things that I've tried and used, but no, I think as long as you're just realizing when you're in a negative mindset and just becoming quite aware of that, so and then just trying to look for tools to move out of it, I think that is just the number one important thing.
Fantastic. Thank you so much. I really appreciate your time.
No worries.
Catherine, I'm Catherine from the Connection Club. Please feel free to contact me at my email address, connect@connectionclub.com.au. We will be having our website live shortly to provide you with some information to inspire you throughout this period. And I wish everyone a happy Easter, and please take care, and we will hope to see you again soon. Thank you.
Thanks, Kath. Speak
Bye.
soon. Bye.
Bye, Liz.
See ya.